together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
The coronavirus continues to affect world markets.
Investors watch coronavirus cases surge in several states.
What steps are being taken? There are more than 120 coronavirus vaccine candidates in the works.
Reopenings have been stopped or reversed to give 40%.
Appeals from the administration.
Operating Officer at Pershing Advisor Solutions, explains how. Competition? Learn more at Pershing.com or call 800-445-4467.
Check 1, 2. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. This might be a replay of yesterday, because yesterday sucked. Yesterday was so frustrating with the I guess it was Storm Faye fading, crushing us here in New York City. Or was it that at all? I don't fucking know. I guess. I mean, I don't know what. Good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Morning. I don't know what to believe anymore. Are we being hacked? Is everything a conspiracy against the truth, or was it just a fucking storm yesterday? Was it just a perfect storm where people electrical shit shorting out? Right? I don't know. I just keep showing up, man. Just keep showing up, and the truth will prevail. So, I think it's I think it's an important subject. The idea of eliminating cash bail is a good thing if you're a criminal, or if you got caught by chance in the criminal justice system by accident. Sometimes it happens, right? Sometimes you just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you end up fucked, right? You end up with a high bail, right? Imagine that happens. You're sitting in jail and there's a high bail, and you can't make it because you don't have any money, right? And then and you're screwed, and you sit there, and then what happens? They pressure you to take a plea. Right? So cash bail is a good thing if you're on the inside of a jail. I know there's the argument is that it disproportionately hits poor people, hashtag minorities, hashtag Black America. Is that true? Yeah, it is true. It is true. It does. It targets poor people because so the system. So you've got this revolving door. That's why it's empowered right now. That's why the criminals are empowered. That's why when you walk by 34th Street and all around where I'm noticing it is all around Penn Station, 34th Street, 7th Avenue, 8th Avenue, especially on 8th Avenue. And right where the tourists, I guess, meet the city, where if you're traveling into New York and you don't know where the fuck you're going, you pop out at Penn Station or Port Authority, and there you find New York, right? That's where you you would. But for New Yorkers, I mean, I rarely go up. I only go up into that area because there's a few stores. It's Madison Square Garden, but there's also stores over there. There's a B&H, which is an electronics store. You probably heard of it, over on 9th Avenue. So I'm over there quite a bit, just checking it out, right? I like to shop. I love gadgets. And it's becoming, as I said, the Wild West, and I'm concerned as a lifelong New Yorker. I'm concerned when I see things like that, and I like to be the one to correct a record, if you will, right? So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to correct a record on the vandalism that I say that is just is the elementary stages right now, is in the seedling stages. Also, we'll look at Roger Stone. Roger Stone is free as a bird. Wow, holy shit, Roger Stone.
Able to be successful. What has hampered that from actually happening, or is the whole idea of it being a meritocracy?
I love checking in on the financial news. So Roger Stone is free as a bird. Trump has commuted his sentence, and Nancy Pelosi has said it's a disgrace. It's the biggest sign of corruption ever. I'm paraphrasing, but she said something like that. So Roger Stone is free as a bird. And poor Bernie Sanders. What a schmuck. What a schmuck. And we'll look at some, I just can't say it enough. He totally capitulated to the dirty Democrats. He's doing Biden's bidding. He's encouraging his people to vote for Joe Biden. He went as far as to say that the Democrats, that Joe Biden, if elected, will be the most progressive, more progressive than Teddy Roosevelt and FDR. I mean, it's just insane. It's insane with no evidence, no proof. So Bernie, poor Bernie. We'll look at poor Bernie. I mean, he's killing himself, right? He could have gone down in history as one of the great thinkers in American, politics. The great orator, the guy who brought subjects to mind like eliminating cash bail. That was one of Bernie's ideas, by the way, and also Medicare for all. But I think as a country, I think I've said it before. I've alluded to it before that we're moving away from Medicare for all because of this coronavirus pandemic, which is essentially a cure-all, a panacea for all the sick and suffering people in the world. Everybody who is now sick is dying of coronavirus, right? So the business community doesn't really know what to do with all the sick people, and along comes coronavirus and it solves the problem. So the idea now, in my view, is that the direction, the stock. Why do I listen to the stock market?
Silicon Valley.
The stock market. Why do I follow it? The stock market is what's called a leading indicator. It tells you not necessarily where the market itself is going, but it tells you where the trends are going. It tells you what sectors of the market are predictably going to expand. That's why Amazon, for example, is trading at $3,000 a share and is going straight up. These signs were on the wall years ago, right? and so that's why you look to the market to see where those are the smartest people in the room, whether you like it or not. Those are the smartest people in the room. They are leading the discussion. They are leading the economy. So you look there, and you say, what are these people? How are they positioning themselves in the market? So anyway, I'm a little rambly right now. So let's dive in. Where are we gonna go? First. Still got this back pain. I think it's because I moved my mouse. Instead of reaching for my mouse over here, I think it's carpal tunnel. I'm reaching for my mouse up here, right? So I put it back here. Now it's right down here. Right? So I get my fucking mouse over here, right? And I brought it closer. I brought it closer to my body. So maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I mean, as you get older, you got to study your kinks and your aches and pains. So, good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Thank you for joining me. And, I don't have I got to do one other thing. Hold on a second. I forgot to do something. I forgot to, I can't see the chat right now. Just give me a second. Give me a second. and pop the chat out. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning, everybody. Vinny DiMartini in the house. Good morning. Maggie Doobies is here. Jason Walsh. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Jason. DS is in the house. Harkview Cinema. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Magadoobie. I said you twice. JBE number 17. Bebop. 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 Don't be a dick today, anybody. Sterling Price, my brother from a different mother. And Butler's Bangalong. Cool. Butler's Bangalong. I love that fucking guy. The guy plays he plays instruments. You do a song and then he adds some stuff to it, man. I love that guy. Out of route. So good morning, everybody. Wake and bake and sniff Matt tip. What's up, guys? So let's get into this, man. Let's get into this shit. Let's get into it. So the way we make this happen on YouTube here is through contributions, through your contribution, viewer-funded tip jar right here through PayPal, and become a Patreon of the channel for as little as $1 or $2 a month, and I send you some free stickers, and you become a real sponsor of real news, right? And we keep the whole thing going, right? So again, let's talk about Roger Stone. Roger Stone. Roger. Look how free he is. Look how free he looks. Roger Stone says Trump may have saved his life by commuting his prison sentence. Oh, man. So President Trump may well have just saved his life, and elated and relieved, Roger Stone told the Post moments after learning his sentence was commuted from Trump himself. I'm obviously very pleased, Stone 67 said, shortly after Trump called his Fort Lauderdale, Florida home with the good news on Friday night. The reprieve came just days before Stone was to turn himself in on Tuesday to begin serving a 40-month sentence. I told him I was grateful, Stone told the Post, of his chatter with the president. He protected my health. Quote. Stone added he believes in justice. I felt pretty confident that if he heard the facts of my case, he would make the right decision. During their call, Trump, in turn, cited their long relationship and his belief that Stone is not a criminal. He said, we've known each other for 40 years. In his opinion, he did not believe I committed a crime. Trump did not believe that. This is Stone speaking. Stone said he can now appeal his case from the safety of his South Florida home without the danger of catching the coronavirus while in prison. Commuting your sentence doesn't mean you commuted the crime. It doesn't wipe your conviction record away. It just commutes the sentence. You're still a convicted felon. So now Stone will have to fight to clear his name in appeals court, but he won't have to ever serve in jail, right? Because the sentence has been commuted by the President of the United States, who it's within his power to do it. So George's son says, Marcus, did you hear car tires are homophobic? I'll look into that. Thanks, mate. With the risk of catching COVID, I might not live long enough to see my opinion in his appeal. So he's 67. Now he's saying, I would have died in prison. I would have died in prison. I don't like Roger Stone. I think he's a liar. I think he's a con artist. I think he's a creep. You know, I don't like him. I don't like the people that he runs with. I mean, did he help President Trump get elected? Sure, in a way. You know, Stone has been, but I just think of him as a slimy kind of a hack. You know, political hack. He'll say anything. And he went in front of Congress and he lied over and over repeatedly, got caught. It's not rare. It's not new. Politicians lie every day, all day, sometimes twice a day, 5 times a day, constantly lying, right? Congress themselves lying. But Roger Stone got caught, and he thought because I'm with Trump, that he would get away with it. And he didn't up until now. Tuesday's right around the corner. Today's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He was ready to pack his bag, pack it in for 40 months. Trump saved his ass. So let's see. So Stone, who has been under house confinement for some 2 years, wow, that's fucked up. So now he could come out. Said he would spend Friday nights celebrating with friends, all of whom wearing free Roger Stone face masks. Let me see the mask. Free Roger Stone. He's free. Then now, I'm working to help General Flynn. He said of his future efforts to lobby for former National Security Advisor and fellow Trump advisor Mike Flynn, who is awaiting sentence for admitting lying to the FBI about his contact with Russian officials. Don't you love that there's no buffering? I don't have to sing the buffering song. Fucking awesome, man. We're awesome. Stone said to Thursday that he was praying. He was praying. Let's hear it. Trump. Let's hear it. Donald, help me, Donald. Donald Trump. Donald, I love you. Donald, you have to help me, Donald, please. This is Roger speaking, Donald. Help me, please. Can you imagine what that prayer sounded like? He should have recorded it, right? Roger Stone should have recorded that shit. Him praying. Why? There's no disgrace. And now you're praying. Pray to Trump. Let's hear it. It's fucking wonderful, right? Stone said on Thursday he was praying Trump would keep him out of prison. Stone was sentenced in February by D.C. Judge Amy Berman Jackson to more than 3 years in prison after being convicted in November 2019 on 7 counts of obstruction, witness tampering, making false statements to Congress. Man, you and I, we'd be gone forever, man. No phone. We don't have the golden phone to Trump. We're fucked. The charges were lodged after this story kind of plays into the elimination of cash bail. Where are we treating people too harshly in this country? Why do we have the largest prison population in the free world? Why is that? We have 10 times more prisoners than anybody else. We've got 3 million people in jails and prisons locked up. And who knows how many criminal records, everybody's a felon, everybody's a criminal, right? Well, a lot of people are. The charges were lodged after Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Stone appealed his conviction and has continued to deny that he did anything wrong. And there you go. He continues to deny he did anything wrong. He fucking did a lot wrong, right? He did a whole lot wrong and got caught doing it. He got caught making false statements, obstructing justice, witness tampering, right? All those things. Right? So congratulations, Roger Stone. You beat the system. Now he'll have his own talk show, and he'll go on for another 5 years or 10 years, how Trump is his buddy, and Trump he greased Trump's ass, and Trump let him out the back door, and so on and so forth. It's political football season for Trump and Congress, but Roger Stone got himself a sweet deal, man. Roger Stone, you got to hand it to him. He got himself one sweet deal. The President of the United States has commuted Roger Stone's sentence. Roger Stone will not be going to jail. Pow. So the best political ad ever made. Is this the best political ad ever made? Is it? Is this the best political? What is the best political ad ever made? Let's listen, man. This is pretty good. So let's play fake news. Spin it first. It's only a minute and a half. And then we'll listen to the ad. Watch.
The group called Republican Voters Against Trump.
It's a new ad from the group Republican Voters Against Trump. Republican Voters Against Trump
is out with a devastating new ad. It says tough on Trump, only they didn't have to hire an announcer to read the copy. That's because it's all Lindsey Graham's own words.
The ad really makes every argument that Joe Biden has campaigned he would ever want to make, and they make it from one of Donald Trump's closest allies on Capitol Hill.
His own voice.
What you see here with this Lindsey Graham ad is an attempt to soften President Trump's support among traditional Republican voters.
It's just one of the best ads I've ever seen in my career.
No matter what other spots get produced this cycle, you have left us with what to my mind is the indelible campaign ad already.
Wow, that's pretty heavy, right? Oh, they're creaming in their pants, man. That lady was like, her loins were moist, foaming, right, over this ad that attacks Trump. Wow, must be a good ad, right? Must be a pretty good ad. Have you seen the ad? Has anybody seen the ad, man? Watch this shit, man. Watch this. Watch this ad. It's a good ad. Watch it.
Talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. What is Donald Trump's campaign about? He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem.
I'm going to play it again because I see that we're buffering. Are we buffering? Oh, we buffering. Here we go again. Here we go again. Did I buffer? Did I buffer? Wow, this is crazy, man. This is crazy times, man. Crazy times. We're going to hear the whole... I'm going to play it again, right? Are we buffering, guys? Are we buffering? What's up in the chat? Chat's a little slow today. Are we? Is it me or do I need to refresh? Do I need to refresh? Oh, there we go. Good morning, Bill West. Bill West, my brother from a different mother. I'm going to play the ad again. Here we go.
Well, I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. What is Donald Trump's campaign about? He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation. Because what's not to like? He is as good a man as God ever created. He did some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. He's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics. This is a defining moment in the future of the Republican Party. We have to reject this demagoguery, and if we don't reject Donald Trump, we've lost the moral authority, in my view, to govern this great nation.
Whoa, holy smokes. Wow, what a fucking ad, right? It is a powerful ad. It's powerful because it's attacking Trump by one of his own Confederates. It's attacking Trump. And they always say that in politics. Watch what you say because it'll come back to haunt you. Right? So Lindsey Graham, how's Lindsey Graham going to turn around and say Biden's a jackass and an idiot and he doesn't know what he's doing and Trump's a hero when he's on the record saying the exact opposite? So, I mean, it's good politics. Is there any truth to it? Of course not. That's not the point. Most people watching, I was almost ready to call it a cartoon, but watching ads don't really consider, is it legit? Is it truthful? That's not how people vote. People vote, people buy on emotion. I like it, I want it, and I buy it. I vote. Oh, I hate fucking Trump. I don't know why, but I'm supposed to hate him, and they vote against him, right? So Lindsey Graham's got some shit to deal with. The Bidens are going to definitely be running with this ad. It's now out there, I guess. The fake news loves it. CNN loves it. MSNBC loves it, right? Because they got his own. He's got his own guy, right? Lindsey Graham, who has since kissed Trump's asshole, is now on the record. They dug up that smut. They dug it up, man. So Trump's got some splaining to do. Right? So what's this all about? New York schools. Okay, so we're getting into the idiocy of New York City, right? I've always said that the city and the even in the country, the government is run by jackasses. We're run by mostly incompetent people in charge of an incompetent system, where there's so many moving parts that these guys they don't react rationally. Like, for example, shutting down restaurants in New York City, telling them that someday they can open halfway, or now this decision here is just stupid. None of it is well thought out. Restaurants in New York City cannot operate at half volume. They lose money. Their profit margin is right at the top. They need like 80% capacity, 90% capacity all the time while the doors are open or they fail. Broadway is like more. I think it's like 90% capacity. If there's 90% of the seats aren't full, Broadway isn't profitable and fails. And they're telling them, oh, you just operate with half the seats full. It's a failing, it's not like a bus. It's not like a city bus that's funded by the city. It's funded by the people. And if half the people aren't there to fund it, then you are fucked. So here's de Blasio in action. Mr. Lefty, New York's school decision, a slap in the face to parents. So I'm not really sure I agree with this, but I just want to point it out anyway. Well, they did it. Mayor de Blasio and his school chancellor have finally confirmed an absurd plan to have school restarted on a part-time schedule in the fall. What will parents who still have to work full-time do? Who cares? What will teachers who have school-age children do? That's their problem. The new let-me cake is hire a nanny. That's what they love to say. Hire a nanny. Welfare will pay for it. If you don't have, just hire a nanny to take care of your kids. So the mayor treated his announcement as some sort of reflection of what parents want. 75% of parents of families want to send their kids back to school in the fall. Here's the takeaway from this ad, right? Is that stay out of people's fucking business, right? That's what you do, right? If people want to go to school, right? If families want to send their kids to school, into a packed school, let them do it. Kids don't transmit coronavirus. Very, very rarely do you see a child suffering from coronavirus. How many have died? Probably none. Are they asymptomatic carriers of the virus? No proof of that. There's no evidence at all. And that I guess that's what. Absolutely no way to keep everyone safe, says de Blasio. Right. So here's this is some interesting stuff. The most gallant part is when these politicians pretend they are making these decisions based on facts or science. They all say that. We're going to listen to the scientists, Nancy Pelosi. We're going to listen to the scientists and not Trump, who thinks that the science is fake. All right? Nancy Pelosi says that shit, right? And but study after study shows that kids rarely contract coronavirus. Children rarely spread coronavirus. Children very rarely die of coronavirus. So why are you cutting the schools in half? Why? Where is the science now, Mr. de Blasio, Miss Speaker of the House? Where is it? Where's the science? There is none. Are they protecting adults? No, that's a good point. Oh, we got to protect it's usually we got to protect the kids. Now we have to protect the adults from the kids. Teachers will still be exposed to 100% of kids, as well as each other under blended learning. There is absolutely no science where this makes sense. So not only is it a tactical blunder that's sure to fail, that puts pressure on people that work full time and they, and now the kids are in school half the time. Who's going to take care of the kid? Who's going to be there for the child when you're at work? We had a system that worked. 5 days a week work, 5 days a week school. Everybody was happy. The kids kids are in school working, right? But so who's going to take care of that? But more so, it shines a light on I just lost my train of thought again. Anyway, it shines a light on the incompetence of these guys. Right? I forgot what I was going to say, man. I lost it, man. You got to listen to some news. I got to lose. I lost it. Oh, man. Now my radio went down? Holy shit. Everything is gone. Everything is crashing. No. Wow, look at this, man. My radio went dead. Oh, there it is. No, it isn't. Holy shit. Anyway, wow, my fucking radio died. This is my radio, by the way. See my radio? It's a little piece of garbage, but I love it. I love it. I'm just waiting for my brain to kick in again. I'm sorry, man. It's just I was out early this morning. Oh, there's a guy today. What's his name? Will Johnson, the black fella from Texas. He's going to be in New York today. I might go over there and try to talk to him. I'm not really sure about that though. He hasn't been very warm and cuddly to me. Ah, I guess my radio's dead. I'm probably not. Anyway, it'll pop on when I least expect it. So anyway, I lost my my thought on this one. Education paramount to blah, 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 blah. A mother of two, the same people who designed the asylums. I don't know what I was trying to say, but anyway, so they're going to cut schools in half, and so be it. So be it. So this is rather disgusting. Here's how they killed the restaurant industry in New York City. Let's listen to this. This woman is. If you think I have brain freezes, look at this fucking lady. Watch the pause. She's probably sitting there in her underwear in her house, and the rest is all. She's sitting in front of a green screen in her house in her underwear. Watch how slow to the point she is. Watch this.
As coronavirus cases rise, many states are rolling back their plans to reopen. California and New York are halting plans for indoor dining, meaning many restaurants are relying on outdoor and delivery options to get by. For CBSNews.com, Money Watch reporter Megan Cerullo writes that indoor dining delays could be the final straw for many restaurants. She spoke to restaurant owners in New York City about how the state's pandemic got.
See, that's my point. Is that de Blasio? They don't look at these facts, right? You're killing, schools and such. You're pressuring parents to have to take care of their kids while they should be in school. Restaurants, they don't consider the ramifications of their actions. I guess that's
guidelines are impacting their businesses. And Megan joins me now. Megan, thanks very much for being with us. Some of the restaurant
She's also in her underwear.
Owners you spoke with say they have spent thousands of dollars just to build safe and attractive outdoor dining areas. How are these businesses paying their employees if they can barely make ends meet?
Right now, it's not about being profitable. The name of the game is losing as little money as possible for as long as possible so that they can ride out this wave of uncertainty.
It's not about being profitable. How could you ask a restaurant to open and not be profitable? How could you ask somebody to go to work and not get paid?
And hopefully see
And this plays into the theme of this show, which is you got the streets are full of criminals. The streets are full of criminals. They've opened the spigot in the jails, and they're walking all over the streets. And you don't think, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse, and the street element is getting more severe. It's getting more desperate. The longer you choke out these people, the worse. So how exactly is a restaurant supposed to make it? Now you're going to start to have aggressive street life starting to pressure people at these tables. That's never been the case, right? Whenever someone's sitting there eating at a restaurant, nobody fucks with those people. The homeless people don't even fuck with those people, right? You leave them there, right? But if people are afraid to sit at an outdoor cafe because they might get their purse snatched or clunked on the head or hit with a bottle or screamed at or shot, you think they're going to continue to sit outside at those restaurants? Fucking hell no. Right? So it's a double whammy, right? It is a double whammy, but the essence of the crumbling right now is this cash bail thing, and I want to talk about it. I know I talked about it yesterday, but I feel like because of the buffering, I didn't get to make the point. I want to make it
a brighter day.
Hopefully, we'll still be able to make it, right? We didn't get cut off yet.
A number of business owners, a number of restaurant owners received paid.
So we don't really need to hear from this lady, right? I just pretty much summed it up. Let's talk about Bernie Sanders for 1 second, and I mean, just devastatingly phony. Right? Here's Bernie. Bernie thinks that changing that or pressuring the Democratic Party for a platform A platform. What's that mean? A platform is is a piece of paper with a bunch of promises that the president-elect will do once he's elected president on behalf of the Democratic Party. And Bernie Sanders still thinks that he has any influence whatsoever. That platform is written on a piece of paper, and the day that the president is elected, he takes it and he throws it in the fucking garbage. And Bernie Sanders is still gaslighting his people to tell them that we won a major victory. Listen to him.
Senator, I know today there were these sort of working groups, policy committees that some folks from your presidential campaign staff had been engaged in with the Biden staff. They announced some of the results of that. I saw a poll today I thought was very interesting that showed, I think it was 87% of Sanders supporters supporting Joe Biden, only 4% supporting Trump. And basically the picture it painted, and this is across the various candidates who are in that very crowded primary field, was a very unified Democratic Party, a very unified electorate in defeating Trump. Is that your sense of where things are right now?
Absolutely. Look, I think every person who voted for me, and I think for the other Democratic candidates, fully understands that Donald Trump is the most dangerous president, if not in the modern history of our country, then in the overall history of our country.
If he says that line one more time, you want to punch him in his face. If Donald Trump, the most dangerous president of all time, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Richard Nixon bombed fucking 2 million people in Vietnam. Come on. You're gonna compare that to the wars, the blunders, George Bush killing 1 million Iraqis? Come on. What are you, stupid, Bernie? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? What the fuck happened to this guy?
And that it is absolutely imperative that we come together and defeat him badly. I was glad to work with the...
And of course, Bernie Sanders got his ass, greased. They fucked this guy. They fucked him twice, right? How disgraceful, how despicable, how despicable of a human being can you become when someone screws you? I hate that shit, man. Someone screws me, unless they come on their knees, unless they come crawling on their fucking knees, apologizing, you're out of my fucking vocabulary. I'll never deal with you again. That's just the way I am. I'm someone of integrity. I hold my ground, and that's it. But Bernie Sanders is just like, oh, they fucked me, and I guess I'll become friends with them. It's better than nothing. At least I have a friend in Joe and Nancy, and we all hate Trump. Why? I don't know. We're gonna get a better deal with Joe. It's disgusting.
Vice President, in forming 6 separate task forces, which had some of the most knowledgeable people in the country coming together to deal with education and climate change and healthcare and the economy and criminal justice and immigration reform. And these folks, needless to say, people who represented the progressive movement, had a different perspective on things than did Biden's people. But they were.
So what he's saying, translated, Biden brings in Sanders, and they put together this panel of 6 idiots, 6 experts, and they talk about all the things that Bernie just talked about, which are noble causes. They're noble things to talk about. And they put it on a piece of paper, and then Joe Biden says, great, I got the piece of paper. Now get your people to vote for me. Where Joe Biden, I hear that Joe Biden, as well as Trump, no legalized marijuana, that's off the table. Universal single-payer health care, that's off the table. I mean, it's just, Bernie Sanders is capitulating on universal single-payer health care, saying, oh, yeah, we could reform the Affordable Care Act. He's got no balls, man. Just total fucking... it's like a coward. It's like what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you represent? You don't represent anything. You represent nothing. You're like liquid. You can't. Nobody can grab onto you anymore, Bernie. Please, go away.
There was serious discussion, and I think a real honest effort to come up with a compromise. And I think the compromise that they came up with, if implemented, will make Biden the most progressive president since FDR. It did not have, needless to say,
The most progressive president since FDR, the guy who wrote the New Deal, right? and taxed the corporations up at 80-90% when they weren't as powerful. And did so much for the middle class in this country. So much reform went on during the FDR days. And you're comparing Joe fucking Biden? What are you gaslighting? Listen to that again. Listen to this gaslighting.
the most progressive president since FDR.
That's what he's saying about Biden. Wow, that is some serious gaslighting, my friend. Bernie Sanders, I'm selling all your, that's it, Bernie. Yeah, that's the ritual. I hope I don't break anything when I do this. I have a, let's do a little ritual. Let's do a fucking ritual. I'm not going to set it on fire, but I can't. Bernie? Hey, Bernie, here's your fucking, this is Bernie, right? This is my Bernie sign, right? Here you go, Bernie. This is for you. Bernie Sanders. Fucking Bernie Sanders. How does that feel, Bernie? Oh, you sellout. You cocksucker. You old fuck. You sold out your people. Bernie. Nice pile of fucking... Oh, yes. That feels good, man. I feel really good right now. I feel good. Oh, fucking good, man. Keep that pile right there, right? Let's spread this around, man. Spread the love, man. I'm going to sell this shit on eBay. I'm buy my own. So there you go, man. So thank you very much, Bernie Sanders, you fucking loser.
It did not have, needless to say, everything that I wanted, didn't have everything that Biden wanted, but there is no question that on some of the major issues facing this country, if that agenda is implemented, life will improve with tens and tens of millions of working people.
I'm not going to throw out his stickers. What I did was, when you donate $2.70 to Bernie's campaign, they send you these very cool stickers. And you say, oh, Conte, you gave money to Bernie Sanders. No, I didn't give money to Bernie Sanders. What I'm doing is I'm purchasing original stickers that come right from Burlington, Vermont in an envelope. And they're really well-made stickers of Bernie Sanders. Last one I had, right, the birdie. You remember the birdie, the round one? I got that one for free. That was actually for free. And then they started to make some kind of contribution, but I got that one for free. I sold that for $25 on eBay. It's a hobby, right? So I got like 5 of them. I paid like $2.70 per sticker. So I'm not going to throw those away. I'm going to dump them on eBay. $10, $5. Right?
It'll improve for our environment and for climate change, criminal justice, and for the needs of low income.
Okay, Bernie. Yeah, you've had your fucking day. Goodbye, Bernie. Right? Here we got another one. Right. So some of the things that Bernie Sanders, it's a 110-page document. I'm not reading that shit. Listen to this, man. The task force recommendations don't include the kind of wide-scale systemic upheavals that won Sanders such a fervent following in his 2 presidential campaigns, while provoking an outcry from moderate Democrats and Republicans alike. A single-payer healthcare system such as Medicare for All, a Green New Deal, overhauling environmental policy, and doing away with immigration and customs enforcement are not among the policy proposals. Wow. Just wow. No Medicare for All, no Green New Deal. Bernie Sanders is on the record screaming and yelling about how the ozone is breaking. Anyway, man, it's just disgusting. So let's talk about this. I want to get this out before the buffering starts again. So this is cash bail in New York City. What does cash bail mean, right? And how does it affect the overall economy? How does it affect quality of life in New York City? Does it affect it at all? Does it have that kind of effect? Does it? Yes, it does. It affects it in so many ways. I gave you the example I made a video of a guy, a brute guy, some homeless motherfucker right out of jail, living in Washington Square Park. He's hanging out there. He's smoking his weed. He's listening to music. He's drinking. He's lounging out in the fucking park. And then he gets up and he walks over to McDougal Street and he tries to rip off an old couple for their money. Give me your fucking money. I'm a fucking homeless motherfucker. Give me your money. I'm gonna fucking kill you, man. Someone's gonna fucking die, motherfucker. Give me your money. And he goes back and then he's smiling and laughing about it in the park because there's no longer any consequences to his actions. That's what's going on. And I tried to tell the restaurant owners that did you just see what happened outside your establishment, right? That and they're like, yeah, well, he doesn't come in here. I said, yeah, but your audience is outside. Your fucking customers are sitting outside, and this guy's terrorizing them. How long before McDougal Street nobody wants to go to McDougal Street anymore because all the homeless people in the park that are out on no cash bail. 90% of the criminals are sleeping in Washington Square Park, ripping people off. How long do you think that's gonna? How do you think that's good for the economy? What happens when the tourists come back, if they ever come back? And mom and pop from Missouri, or mom and pop from Idaho and Oklahoma and all over the place, or England, or from Australia or Japan or China, wherever the hell they come from, and land in New York City, they get ripped off. And you know what happens? They go back to their hometown and they tell people, we went to New York and we got robbed. And nobody comes back, right? They don't come back. Once you start to that was the magic of Giuliani. Giuliani said, we don't have to live like this. We don't have to live under this fear of crime. So that's what's going on right now in New York City. Now, the argument is that it has something to do with Black Lives Matter. It has something to do with the latest Antifa rallies throughout the city. Now, it does. But the criminals that are getting out on cash bail don't give a fuck, right? They don't, Black Lives Matter. That's right, man. I'm black. Motherfucker, my life matters. I'm black. Blah. Right? And they don't care. Right? So they're riding the coattails, basically. The criminals are riding the coattails of Black Lives Matter. So just to understand what it is, going forward, because it's a very, very big issue. And as I said before, I am seeing signs on the street, on the ground, of a blossoming, blooming, evolving criminal world again in New York City, in the form of open drug dealing, in the form of open robberies, in the form of bullying, intimidation, pushing people out of spots, loud, aggressive, nasty behavior. And this is all relatively new, right? Before this, it was just a lot of homeless people. They were begging. They were starting to get a little aggressive. They rode the coattails of some of the looting. But now it's becoming severe because that community, if you could call it, the homeless, the wanderers on the street, make a living on the tourists. They don't make a living on New Yorkers. But now they are. Because when there's no tourists, who are they robbing? They're going, now I feel like I got a target on my back. I'm walking around the street. I got a nice camera. I got a couple of dollars in my pocket. I look like I took a shower. I don't look like the rich guy. I dress down so that I can get up your ass. Like, you don't even see me coming. All of a sudden, like that homeless guy, he had no idea that I was sitting next to him on the bench playing guitar. Right? That's how close I got to him. Right? I saw him and I got right next to him. Right? I wanted to find out what he was doing. The guy was crazy. This is from the video of yesterday, 2 days ago, where the loud guy shook down the two old people sitting at the table, and I was able to get very close to them. But for the most part, most people, the homeless people no longer have a target in tourists. So now they're targeting the locals. So it's happening. So a new bail law goes into effect January 1st. Old article, I read it yesterday, will eliminate pretrial detention and cash bail as an option in an estimated 90% of arrests. For the remaining cases, judges will maintain the option of setting cash bail. As the effective date, now this is all leftist politics. The jails are overflowing with poor people. True. It is true. But let me ask you this, right? 90% of the time, right? 90% of the time. There's no safety net whatsoever for the people in jail. None. So what they do, if you're in Rikers Island, they tell you your time's up. They tell you they give you a plastic bag, you get all your shit in a bag, and you walk over there and you wait for them to open the door and let you out. And you get on a bus, they'll give you a free ride on the bus wherever you're going, city bus, you don't have to swipe your ticket, you don't have to swipe, and you get on the city bus, and where the fuck are you going? If you have nowhere to go, if you were homeless before this started, if you were a criminal and you sat there for months, you think that you have nowhere to go, what are you going to do? What the fuck are you going to do? You're going to go back into the projects and bully somebody and say, let me sit on your fucking couch, I'll kill you, right? Or you're just going to roam the streets. You're going to roam the streets and you're going to try to get something for yourself. Right? And because why? Because 90% of the crimes are now unenforceable. 90%. Look, you know how much money it cost? Do you know how much money it cost to try a case? You know, who knows, right? To have a jury, to have judges and lawyers, and none of them have their own attorneys. So you have public defenders. You're paying for their lawyer, right? So somebody breaks the law, right? No cash bail, right? Whatever it is. They stole something less than, it's non-violent felonies and most misdemeanors. So if somebody steals a car or somebody, jacks a wallet out of somebody while they're, at the table, grabs purse snatches and steals their shit and terrorizes them, right? And they get arrested and they're let out with a desk appearance ticket, right? So there's no consequence. There's no consequence to that action, right? So where are they going? Where are they going? If there's no consequence to the action, they're going to go back and do it again and again and again. Now, what I was trying to say, is it saying that they will never serve in jail? Yes, it is, because it costs too much to try people in court. It costs too much. And what the system does is it holds people into the system and then forces them, because they're arrested and they can't make the high bail, and it forces them to take a plea. And then there is no trial. But now a criminal can go through the system, be released within hours because of the cash bail law, the cash bail reform, and say fuck you about your plea bargain. Take your plea bargain, stick it up your ass. I want a trial. I demand a trial by jury. So if you've got every criminal that walks through the door, a guy's got 6 cases pending, and he says, I want a trial. How are you going to convict a guy like that? What are you going to do? How many trials for petty bullshit are you going to do? So it's a conundrum, right? It's a serious glitch in the system. Didn't anybody think that through? Why do I think it through? Why am I able to see it very clearly? You know what I'm saying? So what happens now, right? What happens now? You've got 90% of the criminals back on the street, right? And everybody wants to blame Black Lives Matter this and defunding the police by $1 billion in New York City. That's not doing it. That didn't do anything. I mean, the police are turning their back because they feel disrespected. They're not doing their job, right? They stopped doing their job. They stopped engaging in quality of life crimes, and that's why it's escalating, right? You can't go crying to the police anymore. They're not going to do anything about it. I know there's a lot of people that are upset about that, but maybe you should start becoming a decent citizen, right? Or maybe we should start arming people again. I don't know the exact solution, but it does look, this is what's going on right now. For most misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies, cash bail is no longer permitted. No longer permitted. So what started it all? The police. I played this yesterday. I just want to play it again because I think it got buffered. But here's a situation where cops are arresting a man clearly, and this is community service. The community, a couple of black guys watching this guy almost get choked out because he won't give up his hand to the cop. Step in and save the day. Watch this.
Don't get on his neck now. Just tase him. Get off his neck, bro. Fuck all that shit. I'm on his back. I'm on his back. All right, we got you. I'm just saying, man. Right here. We got you. All right, yo. Y'all want to help out? Nah, we just. Nah. Just get off his back. I'm just saying, you know. Help us out. You need some help? Yeah. I'm just saying, though, bro. Just get off. He lying. He lying. We cuff him. He lying. Stay still. Hey, I'm not the door. Get help. He lying. Hey, don't do all that resistance, bro. Chill out, bro. Just chill out, man. They gonna put the handcuffs on you. Don't do all the resistance. They go the handcuffs right there. Get the handcuffs right there. We can't get that on.
So it's pretty dramatic, right? So you see a guy on the ground. They're trying to arrest him for whatever reason. It doesn't matter whether he stole a bag of candy or he shot somebody. It's all the same. How are you going to apprehend the guy?
Yeah, you don't want to give us his arm, man. He's lying, bro.
So there's the cop. They don't know what to do with him. Right? They're about to start choking him, right? Because he won't give up his hand. Now, there's the bootlickers in the crowd will say, "Oh, give up your hand. Put your hands behind your back when the police officer says so." Oh, fuck you, right? That's what a lot of people feel right now.
Hey, say, home. Give me your arm, bro. Give me your arm, man.
That guy in the white tank top is a fucking hero.
Look, man, record this. I'm gonna get his arm so they won't hurt him. Record this. I'm gonna get his arm. Look, I'm gonna get his arm. We got a knife on. We got a knife on. We haven't found him. All right, come on, give me your arm, bro. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Because he had a knife on him. Oh, okay.
I just don't want you to get hurt. Yeah. Come on, grab his arm.
He said, I just don't want you to get hurt. That's what the hero said. I just don't want you to get hurt. Put your hand. He's helping him put his hands behind his back. This is community service.
I don't want you to get hurt, man. I don't want you to get hurt, bro. Cuff him. Let him move, man. I just don't want to get hurt. Thanks, guys. Hold on. You got it? Roll him over. Come on.
And there, the guy's life was saved.
Hey, come here, sit up, man. Sit up. There you go. My taser broke off. So you're fine. We're getting 37 days.
I mean, what could you say about that? That's community stepping in. The police yield to the community. The police don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? So it is. I mean, there's police have to reform. There's no doubt about it. The way they do business is fucked up, right? Now, stepping out of the way and letting criminals roam the streets is not the answer. Just because the way you police the streets doesn't work anymore, now you're gonna say, "Oh, it's like fuck it. I'm not gonna risk my life. I'm not gonna go into harm's way when no one respects me." No, people respect you. You know why? Because they're paying you. A fucking cop makes $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year. They start at like 45, 50. And very quickly, they're making 70, 80. Some of those cops in the white shirts, you feel sorry for them, making $110,000 a year. Some of those are white shirts, could be sergeants. I don't think NYPD sergeants wear white. I could be wrong about that. But the sergeants wear white, the lieutenants wear white, and the captains wear white. And some of those captains are making, they're almost all making six figures. So don't feel sorry for them, right? They're being paid. They're being fucking paid to do the job, right? So New York City tried to get rid of bail, then the backlash came. I don't know about that. I really don't know. Well, we do know. We do know that the backlash came, but this guy is one of the Bronx. I saw him, Jamal. I forget his fucking name. Anyway, he's I had seen him out. I've filmed him a few times outside, and they're all about emptying the jails. Here they are. Here's the liberal left. Empty the jails, right? But you don't have a game plan. You don't have any reform, right? That's the point, guys. That's the fucking point. You let somebody out of jail with no safety net, with no money. You don't even set them up with social services. You just give them a piece of paper and a referral. Set them up with food stamps at a bare minimum. A bare fucking minimum. Don't let somebody out of jail, a homeless person out of jail, without food stamps. right, or without a Medicaid card. Right? Set up the benefits while they're in jail. Right? The safety net while they're in jail. Give them a little cash assistance. Give them a Metro card with a couple of swipes on it. Give them food stamps. Give them something to wear. Why? Because they're going to steal it from you if you don't do it. You don't have a safety net. You're not making a halfway house recommendation. You're just opening the fucking door and letting desperate people out on the street again. And that's what you have right now. So it is amping up, and it's a little nerving to someone like me who I could see it. I mean, I see it starting to brew because I walk around a lot. I'm from New York. I've been here my whole life. Right? And if you go outside, people. I don't know if people laugh at me because I don't really pay attention to people while I'm doing what I do. But I'm standing on the corner and I'll just be like stuck in the, people think I'm high or something. I don't know. I'm just fucking staring and listening. I'm like quiet like this. I'm almost meditating on the crowd, right? It's quiet. And when you're quiet, you start to see, you start to see things. I'll give you one example and I'll let you go. This was very, very peculiar, right? I saw these two guys walking together, right? And it wasn't the usual, there was something very unusual about the two people who were walking together. One was kind of like this maybe late 40s, early 50s white guy, kind of like, I don't know, he was a New Yorker. He didn't look like he was very wealthy, but he didn't look like he was struggling. And he's walking with this big muscle fucking jailhouse black guy, carrying a plastic bag with probably old shit in it, right? Now, I noticed it. I didn't say anything, but I noticed them walking together. I noticed shit like that. And I'm like, these two guys do not belong together. And then I overhear them when they walk by me. I'm trying not to pay attention. I'm trying not to make them know I'm paying attention to them. And I hear him the black guy's telling this guy his story about how down and out he is, how he needs a little help, how I'll hook you up when I'm hooked up, right? And he's giving him this story, right? And the white guy's buying it, but there was something very aggressive about the black guy, and I keep seeing him looking over his shoulder like this. I see the guy looking like he's walking with the other guy. He's walking across the park to I don't know where, and he's looking over his shoulder like this, right? As if to make sure that nobody's following him back with this guy. Now I don't know if that guy got killed. He went back to his house. Maybe he was like a homo or something. Maybe they were going back for a little action, a little homo action. Could be, right? Who knows, man? Maybe the guy likes big, buffy black men. He's like, all right, let's see. I'll give you $100 if you suck my dick. Who knows what the deal was? But what I'm telling you, and that's fair. I mean, I don't frown on prostitution. But what was it's fucked up. I'm sorry for putting that imagery in your head. But there was something unusually aggressive and violent about the way the guy kept looking back. And I wanted to follow him, but I had other things to do. I wanted to follow to see where he went, but I don't think I would have seen anything. And certainly that guy is so paranoid. Why is he paranoid? Why is he looking over his shoulder? Why is he walking slightly behind the black guy, looking to see if anybody's trailing him? That's what I'm talking about, different. That guy is not the common fucking homeless guy. That guy is Mr. Buff, in jail, buffed and polished, and they said, guess what? You're going home. And they opened the door, and that guy probably hasn't been out for a few hours. And there he is, hustling. What's he gonna do, man? He's looking for a mark. I'll suck your dick for $100. Who knows? Whatever he said, or maybe I'll give you. I do masseuse. I'll give you a back rub, or I'll paint your house. Right? Anything to get inside the guy's house and fucking kill him and clean him out. That's what I thought. See, so anyway, man, black hooker. So thanks everybody for joining me. It's time to get outside. I'm going to go try to run into Will Johnson, that black dude, the Trump supporter guy. He's going to be up there at the Blue Lives Matter rally out in front of Trump Tower. That's really not my scene, man. I don't like it. I'm the guy. I mean, I think he's interesting, and I wouldn't mind talking to him, but I don't agree with upwards of 80% of what he says. I just don't think he dives. I don't think he dives deep enough into the issues. I think he's just for lack of a better way to phrase him, I think he's just a black guy who rides the Trump train as a black guy, and whites are sympathetic. Oh, look, here's a black. See, I told you I know a black guy. That's Will Johnson. I know a black guy. It's Will Johnson, because he's got a Trump hat and he's out there. That's how I feel about Will Johnson. I mean, he's good, and he's good at grabbing a crowd, but he plays into the white guilt. Sorry, Will. That's how I see it, man. That's how I see it, my brother. My brother from a different mother. So, but anyway, man. So Marcus Conte reporting. It's still hot in New York City, man. It's still like 80s. The storm looks like it blew over. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very much to YouTube for not fucking us over once again, right? And, Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you. 2 days take. Thank you very much, my motherfucker. Angry Cat. Phil West. I love you. Phil West. Phil West keeps me going, man. I use Phil West all the time. Phil West novels. You should do your own blog. That's wasting away. Hanging around me, waiting for phones. Cameo Masso. Good morning. Chris Milk. Hello, Chris. What's up? Kristen Lifetime, New York City, Georgia's son. It looks like we'll never find out who George is. Parkview Cinema. It's almost Monday. It's almost Monday at Parkview Cinema. We're going to watch some movies over at Parkview Cinema. Subscribe over there. We're in the chat. We're chatting it up. And wherever way Parkview Cinema takes us on the channel. I gave him $1. That's a good one. I gave him $1. James Tones also. Jason Walsh. Jim Gerard is in the house. Magadoodies. Magazog. Thank you for not being a dick to me, Magazog. Or were you? Me So Hungry. Petric Gamation Ghost. TFD and MRT in the house. And Vandaloo. I saw Sterling Price in there too earlier. For some reason his name is popping up on my list. Don't let Will Johnson know I'm coming. Why? He doesn't know who I am. I doubt it. Anyway. I might go up there. It's Saturday.